Hey guys, Musically is here today and I'm back with another video. Now today's video we're going to be reacting to another song by Citizen Soldier called Caroline from their album or EP Caroline. Now in my last song reaction I asked why did they call this EP Caroline, because I thought it was quite specific to have a certain name. Usually when you name it off of certain things, it's easier like calling your album or Unleashed or something like that. But when you call it a specific name like of a person's name, it kind of makes you wonder like what was the importance of that person's name. So luckily one of my viewers of mine told me who it was. I'm gonna be looking up who it is, so I'm gonna cut to there. Okay, I'm back. So I wanted to give a thank you to Leon Mislovic for the information. He explained to me that this song was about a friend of theirs named Caroline that ended themselves, and they made this album as a homage to them, homage to her and this song specifically, which is a sad situation, but also a pretty nice gesture from the friends of that person. It showcases how much they cared about her and understand what she went through, and how they're grieving, how they went with their grief for losing a friend, which is, it's always a sad situation. So this album or EP probably has a lot more meaning to them than possibly their other ones. So this is quite an interesting EP, quite an interesting song, since this is the main title of the EP itself. And I'm guessing this theme is going to be basically explaining the situation she was going through, and the problems, and maybe even a little bit of the story and a little bit of the background, because the last video was specifically talking about all the signs of depression and different mental illnesses that some people have and need help with. So it was cool to see through all those other different perspectives that they're going through throughout the song. So these are all going to be just, I guess, aligned and akin to her story and her struggle throughout the 5 songs that it was going through, which is quite an interesting story. Also, it makes more sense why they picked a woman for there. For me, it doesn't matter. I don't know whether they pick man or woman, but it makes even more sense because it's called Caroline. Then they had a woman in there, and then it was about depression. So it makes more of sense of a story. So it makes sense with that. Once again, it's a sad situation, but it's nice that they're able to turn such a tragedy to something nice, as making music that would touch other people's hearts, and also having this call center to help out people with depression. So yeah. Let's get into it.
She's a light, smothered in endless night, faded flame, struggle just to survive. Born into constant betrayal, set up to fail. Call me cynical, I must know keeps her alive. What keeps her alive? She won't open her mouth till we open her eyes. See the cross, she is born all alone. Will this laughter and scorn, the heart's ever torn. She's dead and gone. How far from heaven did she fall? With broken wings, she barely crawls. No reasons left to stay alive. If there's a God, where's he tonight? For Caroline.
Okay, this is quite interesting. First of all, the guitar riffs in the beginning sounded like something from Linkin Park. It kind of reminded me of Bleed It Out a little bit in the beginning, and then the drums came in, were nice. His vocals are really great, it's very powerful, it shows the emotions in it, and it makes sense since it was a personal, situation with a friend, losing a friend. So it makes sense that he's singing so, with such powerful emotion, which it really touches to me, and I think countless other people who listen to the song, especially if they know what happened in the background. It connects to them, the emotions that he's feeling is going through. And this explains a little more of the situation she was going through with, an abusive partner. So it wasn't just purely just mental, problem. There was also a physical problem and, reality. It can be either things, or both sometimes in society or in life. It doesn't really matter which it is. If you're struggling or you're going through something hard, whether it's mental or physical, it doesn't make it worse either or. But to have both, it does suck a lot. So basically, he's going also throughout the emotions that she was probably feeling, like trying to stay alive, trying to be strong, but the more she's going through the shit, she's like, why am I even trying? Why am I fighting this? And like that, the person with the I think it's like a ski mask, whatever, or the black mask stuff, is basically a representation of the darkness within her, the depression that is bringing her down. That no matter what she does, she keeps on fighting it throughout life, but she still has that darkness beside her no matter what, and the depression will never leave her. And she kind of felt like it was like bogging her down, like weight. Sinking through water. So yeah, this is a nice, really great. Once again, like the other song, it had a great visual representation of the mental illness aspect itself, and taking pills and stuff. This one is more about the journey that she went through, the struggle, and the day-to-day situations in her life with depression, and then dealing with an abusive partner that made it obviously far worse of a situation. I do like the lines about about God and stuff right there. Basically, some people when they struggle, especially if they're really religious or faithful, they start to question it and they're like, well, if there is one, then why am I suffering so much? So that is a reasonable question to ask, and even the most hardcore religious person should be able to sympathize with the person in that situation. Can't just say, oh well, you have to just believe. It's like, well, they're going through some hardship, so you can't just say that to negate whatever problem they're going through. But yeah, it's a pretty interesting song. It's very deep, it's emotional, and it's very personal, and I think it's a really, really great music video. It fits very well with the song itself.
Every day, a nightmare she must relive. No more love, what she's never known, she never can give. Only the cards on her wrist that she cannot forgive. Ignorance bliss, ignorance bliss. Is ignorance bliss. When we come to the day when we find her alone, there's nothing left of her to save. She just wanted a place, we got in the way. What a shame. How far from heaven did she fall? With broken wings, she barely crawls. No reasons left to stay alive. If there's a God, where's he tonight? Forget life. Did she fall with broken wings? She barely crawls. No reasons left to stay alive. If there's a God, where's he tonight? Forget life. If there's a God, where's he tonight? Forget life. Forget life. Forget life.
So that was Caroline from Citizen Soldier and their album Caroline. Knowing the backstory, it makes it a lot more sadder, more deep, the song itself and the situation, especially from the the artist's perspective, especially since it was a friend of theirs that they lost. So it's really sad. But I think it's a great idea for an an album and a song to pay homage to your friend that you lost. And that's one great thing about making music, is that if you have such a situation that you're going through, like a problem, you could at least sing it out and make a song for it. Or like if you lost a friend, you could make a song or an album for that, which is a nice gesture. It is sad, it's a sad situation, but sometimes you have to make the best out of a sad situation. And I think this is the best possible outcome they could make, to pay your respects to her, because now everybody else is going to be able to, hear her story and what she went through, and, sympathize with it, and, empathize with the situation itself. Definitely the abuse didn't help out. She was trying to get away. She tried to escape from him. She took the antidepressants to get away from the depression. So she was trying to get away from two things: one in her mind, the other thing in her actual life, her physical life. The partner that's trying to harm her and has harmed her, and the part in her brain that's harming her by taking medication, which I stated in my last song that antidepressants isn't good. It can help out, but I think relying on it too heavily can become a crutch, and you should try to deal with it in a more healthy manner. And that's what a therapist should suggest. If they're going to even give you antidepressants, they should at least also work on it on a psychological level, because you cannot just keep on getting away with it for that long, because it'll remove the depression for a while, but it will always come back. It will never fully fix the problem. So dealing with it in a more healthy manner is always the best possible ways to do it. And she did take it. In the song, you see it went away, but then it came back and it snuck up on her. And then, now at that point, she was just in a fighting situation. Should I live or should I end it? And it ended up, winning and, giving her the thing to take her own life. So yeah, there's a lot of big battles and struggles there, and it's no easy way to find a way to fix it. But I just feel like taking medication purely is never the best way to do it. You can use it for a little bit of help, but if you're just solely using that, then you're never going to really get your problems fixed, as depression. But yeah, this song is really sad. I really like the chorus in this song. The chorus, he went off in that part. First of all, I love the lyrics of that part, and I love the singing it because it was the most emotional part there. And I like how he switched up from her to saying her name, Caroline, saying where is God for her, and then said for Caroline, basically talking about where was all this help, and where was the safety for my friend. So I really like this song. The song is very deep and definitely personal to the artist himself. And it's nice to have, a song that they can connect to the audience with. This song is very deep. I really like this one. This one is a really great one. The music video was great. The lyrics were great. The singing was amazing. The instrumentals were great. Everything about this was just perfect. It was just perfect, and it summarizes, depression and her situation perfectly. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for next time.